Alright, this is Dave Fleetwood Fabrication. And this is a 1974 XS650 Yamaha that I built a few years ago. It's got a, I'm not even sure what year, it's a TT or XT 500 Yamaha gas tank, seat and number plates. And the triple tree, front forks, front wheel are all 72 TM250 Suzuki, and the handlebars. It's got my favorite Z1 handle grips and no mufflers because you don't need those, and just a stock back wheel and everything, stock back fender. And you can see here where I drilled out the side plate there, side cover, because it would get really stuffed with mud and leaves and grass and stuff running this thing through the woods. And you can also see it's real dirty and needs a bath, but poor thing has a rough life. I've got the kickstand moved here to the back because it used to be about up here, and the first time I was riding it in the woods and jumped a big log on it, it snagged that kickstand and about threw me over the front of it, so moved that. And it's so muddy you can't hardly see what it is, but it's got a homemade skid plate made out of stainless steel. It goes all the way under the motor, about up to the cylinder there. It's got some, currently, it has some, I think those are $18 a piece, Chinese carburetors on it. And I've jetted them things and moved the needle and messed with them 100 different ways and never can get them just right. They either foul spark plugs or run too lean or got dead spots, and you know, they're terrible. But for the price, you know, what do you expect? So it's got the XS charge electronic ignition with the E-advancer, but the electronic part of it only lasted me a day and quit working. So I hooked the high output coil to the points that were the original points, and it seems to be working so far. And it's just stock chain and sprockets and rear brakes and all that stuff's all stock charging system. All that seems to work pretty good, but the whole deal with the carburetors is the main reason why this bike hasn't been rode a lot in the last few years. And so everyone with 650 Yamahas puts MIKUNIs on them. I had the stock carbs and I rebuilt them and jetted them up and down in different ways, and they'd run good for a while, and the ethanol gas would mess with those rubber diaphragms and you'd have to change them, and it became really annoying, and those vacuum carbs ain't real good for off-roading. So I got this. The kit I've got is from MIKUNI Oz in Australia, and it was less than $500. And the reason why I went with them is the Hoos Racing, which was the go-to for a lot of guys a lot of years, has sold out. He retired, and so MIKUNI Oz is well known, and they've got this kit. It's got the cable and the motocross style throttle, and so that was one of the big things for me. And they've got a good reputation for MIKUNI carburetors and getting it right the first time. So I don't like the stock throttle, and a lot of the kits you buy here in the US from the well-known XS650 guys use the stock throttles and stuff, and for basically a big dirt bike is what this thing is. I wanted a quicker throttle, and I don't have all the stock clutter on the bike with all the switches and gauges and stuff. So this is the carb. It's beautiful. There's two of them in there, and it is pre-jetted and supposed to be just bolted on there and adjust your air screws and go. It's got some extra main jets with it to fine-tune it. And this is, I got the intake with the spigot, you know, style like this. It's got the rubber hose that connects the carb to this flange. And I currently have these intake spacers on there to clear that petcock on the TT500 tank. So I'm not sure if I'll have to reuse those with this or not. We'll find that out here in a little while. And it comes with the gaskets and a little pod air cleaner here. And for a few bucks more you can get a bigger air cleaner for these with this kit. But I didn't know for sure if it would fit under that side plate and clear the battery in the frame, because right now it's using battery. I'd like to someday do away with that and do the batteryless ignition. So for now I figured I'd just play it safe and go with the ones that supposedly do fit with the stock battery box and everything. And it comes with all kinds of instructions here, jetting tips, and took me almost 2 weeks to get this. Hopefully it'll be worth it. And even MIKUNI Oz sticker here. I'm not really big for putting a bunch of stickers all over my stuff, but who knows, maybe it'll find its way onto that back fender or something. So anyway, we're gonna start with taking the seat and the gas tank off and all the stuff that's on there, and then get into installing the new ones, and then take it for a test ride and see how well it does. And then might likely change this back tire and the front tire too eventually, but I'll put these on it. And a lot of the guys on the dual sport forum said that they really like these Shinkos like this, and I don't remember the number on it now. I'll find that out later and put it in there, but I don't like them. I'll just say that. To me, they're just a road tire. They may be a little better than a road tire, but not much. And so I'm gonna put some real knobby tires on it. I like real knobby tires on my bikes, and you know, they don't last as long, but I usually run the Kenda Classics. I really like those, and you know, they're less than $100 a piece, so if you had to change them once a year, it's worth it to me to have an actual knobby tire when you need it in the woods. So all right, we'll get started. attempt to start it with the new MIKUNI carburetors on it. Of course, and this bike hasn't been started for a while. This will try some choke first. I can't believe it. Can't wait to test ride it. See how it starts now. It's ran just a little. It's never started that easy before. Alright, we'll be ready for a test ride. Hot dog. What are you doing back there chasing me in the woods? Huh? What are you doing back there chasing me in the woods? You're supposed to stay here. You don't listen too well, do you? Huh? All right, this is the more close-up view of the bike after the MIKUNI MIKUNI carb swap. My friend Zero here helped me out. Say hi, Zero. Nope, camera shy. And I just can't believe it. It's just so much a difference that my shadow here, but it's so much difference that I mean, the bike went from being miserable to start and hiccuped and backfired, and you grab a handful and you need to jump a log or something and it would bog, and it was a bad deal. I left the carb spacers on there. I had room for them. That just gives you a little more torque. So, and but it's a joy to ride now. Starts great. The idle was a little high at first, and I turned it down. I think I may have got a little too low now. I may have to tinker with that a little, but the jetting and the idle, the air screws and everything was just spot on right out of the box, which is great because with the carb spacers, this is your air screw here, and with them carb spacers, it's hard to see back there, but they put that air screw on the other side right against the frame where I can't get to it. So I was really glad that they got that right the first time, and so it's just great. I was thinking about upgrading the ignition, but it seems like it's doing great with the way it is, so I think it's ready to take on the Trans Am trail. Maybe a tire swap, maybe not. We'll see when the time comes. These tires do pretty good when it's dry out like today, but when it's muddy, they're pretty bad, and they're really good on the road. So here we go, collecting some sticks there. Yeah, XS650, a Japanese Triumph. Makes a really great scrambler, dirt bike, adventure bike, dual sport, whatever label you want to slap on it. Desert sled maybe, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I like it. And now with this carb set, I'll probably be riding it a lot more.